Madam Speaker, and apologies in advance for, well, not apologies for the bit of a shift in tone here. Madam Speaker, just a forewarning that my adjournment today will be heavy in nature and may be upsetting for some people to hear. But I do feel that with my platform comes enormous responsibility to speak out for those voices who are often muted. Sorry, Jesus. Okay. After our epic night on Tuesday, I got home at 2 a.m. Unable to sleep, I jumped online onto Instagram to be confronted with the images of dead and dying children. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I know this is unprofessional. I am just a normal person, not a career politician. From the latest indiscriminate Israeli bombing of civilians in Gaza. It was such a wrenching feeling to have been so swallowed up in an incredibly intense night here with all the pettiness and hostility and outright lies that happen in this chamber, which can feel like the whole world, for that to then be shattered by being instantly transported into the refugee tents of families in Gaza. And as I lay in bed, my 15-month-old baby lay sleeping peacefully next to me. I saw images of little Palestinian babies, mutilated, their feet poking out of the rubble. On Tuesday night, this week, Israel broke the ceasefire and spent the night bombing refugee tent encampments in civilian areas. The body of the first dead baby had a little pink jumpsuit on with flowers. Sorry. It's important that I say this. I imagined the mother picking that outfit out for her baby when she was pregnant, full of hope for her child's future. I saw men weeping over the wrapped-up bodies of children. It is something that the brain cannot understand when you first see it. The small cloth-wrapped bundles that are children's bodies. I saw a video of a little boy about 6 years old, so traumatised by witnessing the death of his entire family, that he sat directly facing a bloody hospital wall, just staring blankly and quietly rocking. And it's not just the bombing of civilian areas that are killing these children. I have seen and heard testimony of doctors. And for those that may want to dismiss the testimony of Palestinian healthcare workers, I've heard this from foreign aid doctors there about treating children with multiple bullet wounds from Israeli snipers. No sniper accidentally shoots a child twice. I have seen a video of a grandmother running through a town square in Gaza, holding up a white flag in one hand, whilst holding the hand of her 10-year-old grandson in the other, to be shot dead by an Israeli sniper. The boy, confused, looking down at his dead grandmother, unsure where to run. On Tuesday night, I watched an Australian doctor from Perth who had just arrived in Gaza speak to the camera as he lay exhausted on the floor of the barely working hospital. His name is Dr. Mohammed Mustafa. This is some of what he said. Quote, "We worked all through the night. We haven't stopped. The bombing hasn't stopped. We've run out of all painkillers. We can't sedate anyone. When we intubate people, they wake up and they're choking because we have no sedation. There are 7 girls getting their legs amputated with no anaesthesia. The bombing is still going on. The room is still shaking." He continues, "It's just mostly women and children, burnt head to toe, limbs missing, heads missing." He says, "The man in the other video that I put up, I did a chest drain and he died. The other video from the other day of 3 little girls lying on the bed, that's his children. They are now orphaned. Their mother didn't even make it into the hospital. She was killed along with their other sister. I don't know what else to tell you. The bombing is still going on. The rooms are shaking. The screams are everywhere. I cannot bear to see another mother wailing in grief, holding the dead bodies of her children. And this is why so many people are so frustrated and confused and furious at the representatives from both major parties at both the territory and federal level. Are they not seeing these same images? Are they seeing them and they don't care? How could this be? We are being live streamed a genocide directly to our phones for anyone who cares about human life. It's right here. How much more evidence do our representatives need to speak out? We have Palestinian Territorians here whose families have been killed. And it's not only Palestinians. With Israel bombing Lebanon and Yemen, I have spoken to constituents who have lost family, who wake up every day wondering if their parents, grandparents and siblings are still alive. We cannot pretend this is not important or relevant to us here as lawmakers. As I said in my opening speech in this assembly, genocide is always morally relevant. I have a statement now to read out from Palestine Action Group Garamilla, who will be holding a protest out the front of Parliament House here tomorrow at 7:30. Today is day 529 of the Australian-backed US-Israel genocide against the Palestinian people in occupied Palestine. It is the second month of March we've allowed this genocide to continue. On Tuesday, 18th of March this week, at 2 a.m. local time, in occupied Gaza Strip, on the 17th day of the Muslim month of Holy Ramadan, Israel re-accelerated the genocide with a bombardment campaign which killed at least 436 Palestinian people and injured hundreds more. With this move, Israel officially and unilaterally ended the so-called ceasefire agreement that it had continually violated since it began on 19th of Jan 2025. 436 Palestinian people in one night, each one a whole universe in themselves. Slaughtered in their sleep while they waited for Sahur, many in tents because Israel has systematically destroyed nearly 70% of buildings in the occupied Gaza Strip as of January this year. These Palestinian homes and bodies were destroyed by US-made bombs, dropped by F-35 jets with parts made exclusively here in Australia on stolen Aboriginal lands, guided by signals and intelligence coming from the US military base at Pine Gap on occupied Aranda country. To reiterate, this is an Australian-backed US-Israel genocide against the Palestinian people. Sadly, the Finocchiaro government is eager to have a piece of this profitable genocidal pie by further entrenching militarism in the NT economy, in line with the policy of successive NT governments under both major parties. Last September, the NT government sent a delegation of 15 NT-based businesses to Land Forces 2024 in Melbourne to seek military industrial contracts from arms companies complicit in the genocide in occupied Palestine. These companies include Lockheed Martin, BAE, that advertise their weapons and technologies as, quote, battle-tested. That is battle-tested on the fragmented bodies of Palestinian people. At that point, Israel had already killed at least 41,020 Palestinian people and injured an additional 94,925, with weapons manufactured by the same complicit companies with which the NT governments are seeking contracts at Land Forces. Next month, on 29th of April, the Finocchiaro government will host the Northern Australia Defence Summit with a focus, among others, on defence as a driver for local economic growth. Further, we will see the annual return of US Marines on occupied Larrakia country as part of the Marine Rotational Force Darwin this dry season. Do we have reassurances that none of these military personnel are participating in the US-Israel genocide against Palestinian people? By further entrenching the military-industrial complex into the NT economy, the Finocchiaro government, as the Labor government before it, is committed to forcing Territorian workers to participate in a death-making industry that is complicit in the ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people. The Finocchiaro government must condemn both the US and Israel for their genocide against the Palestinian people in occupied Palestine. It must also introduce procurement, investment and partnership policies and guidelines that exclude companies complicit in genocide, international crimes and other gross violations of international human rights law and international humanitarian law, in line with its obligations under the Genocide Convention, the Geneva Convention and other international treaties. Thus ends the statement from Palestine Action Group Garamilla. And I just want to urge everyone in this chamber to go out and speak to your Muslim constituents. Go and speak to them because they are hurting. They are hurting. These are our Territorian brothers and sisters, the people we are here to represent. Go and speak to them. Go and listen to their voices. Go online and listen to Palestinian voices. This is a genocide being in real time, and it is not okay for us here with this platform to not speak about it. I would urge everyone to also think about what it means for Australia to essentially trying to be a second base for the US military. What does that mean for us and how we're complicit in the way that they are entirely funding and arming this genocide? What does that mean for us? And finally, I just want to say to the people of Gaza and the Palestinians, I am listening and hearing, and every single day my heart breaks for you, and there are no words. There are no words.
And every day my heart is with the parents in Palestine. Thank you.